It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You know, y'all, I did not set out this week to look at two pieces that were released in the 1960s, but here we are. Yesterday we looked at a very fun experimental sort of piece by Pink Floyd, and today, for the first time on the channel, we are including music by the band Procol Harum. This is a band that people have been asking me to look at for a long time, y'all. And I kind of discounted it because I really don't know anything about this band. But the recommendations just keep on coming. And so I've made the decision that, yeah, we've got to get to some of their music this year. And on the recommendation of some of our folks, I decided that we really do need to start with their classic song, A Whiter Shade of Pale. It was from their debut album. It was released in 1967 and became one of the anthems of the Summer of Love. Very commercially successful. It reached #1 in the UK and #5 on the US charts. It's sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. And as I read in, it says that there are over 1,000 known cover versions, all of which have seemed to elude me over the years. The music is by Gary Brooker and Matthew Fisher, and the lyrics are by Keith Reed. For our purposes today, though, we're going to be looking at a live performance from 2006, where the band performed with the Danish National Concert Orchestra and Choir. That was the one that was suggested to us, and so that's the one that we're going to do. So let's look into A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. Here we go. It's like a nice venue. Orchestra. Sounds Baroque, almost. C minor. Yeah. Still in the 5. Still in the 5. Lovely oboe. Awesome. The 4. This is lovely. Kind of reminds me of like orchestral suites from the Baroque era, especially with that sort of plodding sound. It's a suspended chord. Yeah, it turns major.
We skip the life and tango. Turn cartwheels across
Descending
the
bass,
floor.
just in the key.
I was feeling kind of seasick. But the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder. As the ceiling flew away. When we called out for another drink.
Wow, he can, even all these years later, belting it out there.
The waiter brought a tray.
This reminds me of Air on a G string.
And so
La Sol.
little later, as the
Little
miller
5/7 4 to 4.
told his tale, that her face at first just ghostly turned to whiter shade of pale.
Huh. Cool. That really makes me think that this is inspired by Air on a G string. That held note with that descending bass line, it's in the wrong key. Bump to the 5.
She said there is no reason, and the truth is plain to see. But I want to through with my playing cards. Would not let it be. When I
Just following, the bass just keeps kind of going down by step within the key. They're in C. The intro with the orchestra was in C minor, but the song is in C major.
they might just as well have been covered.
Great.
And so
So it was that later, as the miller told his tale,
and the miller told his tale,
that her face at first just ghostly turned a lighter shade of pale.
that
It's a
her
neat
face
turn
at
of phrase.
first just goes
Yes,
to
choir?
turn wild, shade of pale. And so went
Awesome.
wild,
Great ballad. It's sparking memories of me hearing it throughout the years. But I never really placed it or paid attention to it. I
that
never
her
heard
face
it
at
very
first
often
just goes to
enough to form a memory about it.
turn wild, shade of
Brass? Can't quite sing Lucia. There it is.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Awesome song. Really is. I took a stab, y'all, at looking at the lyrics. I saw that that he wrote 4 verses to this, but there's only 2 verses that are included in this version, and I think in the original version from what I read. And you know, there's some argument, I think, as to what the lyrics refer to. We skipped the light fandango, turned cartwheels on the floor. I was feeling kind of seasick, but the crowd called out for more. The room was humming harder as the ceiling flew away. When we got called out for another drink, the waiter brought a tray. So they're having a good time. You know, they're turning cartwheels, they're dancing. The crowd's wanting more. The ceiling flew away. Like, they're caught up in the moment. And when they want to go for another drink, they get a whole slew. And the words in the second verse, where he says, and I would not let her be one of the 16 Vestal virgins who were leaving for the coast, and although my eyes were open, they might have well have just been closed. I think it's code for a sexual encounter. That's what I think they're talking about. And it makes sense for it to be kind of this nice ballad for the summer of love. Actually, you know what? For something that is, for me at least, takes some inspiration from Bach's Air on a G string, makes sense that it would become part of the summer of love, don't you think? But it's been one of these pieces that for more than 50 years, 55 years since it came out, it's been, I think, a mainstay in at least the British pop culture and pop charts, if not around the world. And I'm just getting caught up, like normal, but I'm enjoying getting caught up. So here today, we have looked at A Whiter Shade of Pale by Procol Harum. This version performed in 2006 with the Danish National Concert Orchestra and Choir. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. This was a fun one. We'll get to more Procol Harum in the coming months, but for today I think that's all, and we will see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.